how much something is increasing or decreasing. I know in middle school we used a little formula to help us find that. We found the difference over the original equals the percent amount over 100 in order to help us find this. Okay, as I look at an example here, let's say something originally was $20 and then, or 20, and then it ends up to be 23. Is it going up or down? It's going up, so it's going to be an increase. To find that increase, so we know it is an increase, we're going to take the difference. What's the difference between 23 and 20? Okay, it's 3 over the original. The original is 20. Where did it start? Will be equal to the percent, which we don't know, over 100. Now this is where the shortcut that we talked about going over some of your problems where you can just take your percentage times your amount. Well, we don't know what the percentage is. So this is the way I encourage you to set it up in order to find that percentage. 3 times 100 is 300. 20 times n is 20n. Divide by 20. What is 300 divided by 20? So it's a 15% increase. Okay, let's try the next one. The original is 25, your final is 17. The original is 25, the final is 17. Find whether you have a percent increase or decrease and what that percentage would be, please. Okay, to set this up, I can tell that I'm finding a percent increase or decrease, so I find the difference. What's the difference between 25 and 17? An 8. And some of you want to consider a negative 8, thinking it's a decrease. All right, good. Over the original, what was the original? 25 equals the percent amount over 100. So I have a negative 800 equals 25n. Divide both sides by 25, and you end up with negative 32, or I can say it decreased 32%. Now, if you didn't put the negative in here for the 8, I'm okay with that, as long as you just come back and notice that, hey, it dropped, so it is a decrease. Any questions? Okay, let's take a look at a percent of change you might have in a problem, or maybe you're given an unknown. The number of cruise ships in North America increased 18%. Okay, so we notice it's going up from 2000 to 2005. If there were 192 ships in 2005, how many were there in 2000? So first identify, is this the big number or is it the smaller number? It's the larger of the two. I'm still thinking the difference over the original equals the percent amount over 100. Okay, do I know the percent amount? Yes, it went up 18%. So we have 18 over 100 equals, now how do I find the difference? Because I don't know what it was in 2000 or how many cruise ships I had in 2000. So let's just call that a C. So how do I find the difference between those two? Which one is the bigger of the two? 192 will be because it says it was an increase, so this has to be the larger number. So here we're going to put 192 minus C. Good job. Over the original. Now in this case, which word did it start? Well, it's going to start in the earlier year, which would be C. And that's how you decide it's still the difference over the original. And you have to decide based on the information you're given which one is the original. Okay, now we're going to work it using your cross products. 100 times the quantity 192 minus C equals 18 times C. What do I need to do here? Distribute, and you get 19200, 19,200, is that correct? Minus 100C equals 18C. What's my next step? Add 100 C's to both sides. And what do you end up with now? 19,200 equals 118 C's. Divide both sides by 118. And what'd you come up with? 162.71 something something, okay, will be equal to C. So what is to the nearest whole percent my increase? Or how many ships, I should say. I get about 163. And I need to put probably about 163 cruise ships in 2000. All right, now let's take a look at sales tax. Sales tax is something that you put on top of something that you're paying for. It's an addition to. Let's give you this example. Marta is purchasing wire beads to make jewelry. Her merchandise is $28.62 before tax. The tax is 7.25% of the total sales. What is the cost? Now you can set this up as a proportion. We learned the part over the whole equals the percent amount over 100. Do we know the part that is the tax? No. The whole amount is 28.62 equals the percent, which is 7.25 over 100. Okay, if you want to kind of take that next step, you're in algebra, we can write this out as an equation. You know, Jesse was talking about earlier how you were taking the percent times your whole amount if this is your whole. But you have to make sure that you change this percent to a decimal. Okay, so this is one way to work it. Here's another way. I could take $28.62 times 0.0725. Okay, so let's go back to our cross products. We'll work it both ways. What's 28 and 62? 28 and 62 hundredths times 7 and 25 hundredths. Somebody punch that in for me, please. Okay, get 207,495. Okay, equals 100 in. Divide both sides by 100, and you get 2.07495, or about $2.07. Okay, let's do it this way. $28.62 times 0.0725, and you still end up with 2.07495, which is about $2.07. Okay, but they're wanting to know what is the cost. I mean, what's it going to cost me? I mean, if I'm going to have to write a check out, what would I still have to do? I still have to add that on. Okay, so there's another step. I'm going to take $28.62 and add it to 207. Now, there is another shortcut. Instead of doing all of this, there's another way to solve it. Does anybody know what to do? So when you think that I'm putting this money onto it, I'm adding this tax to it, you're really saying that I'm taking 107 and 2/500% of the original amount, or of my whole amount. So I have 1.0725, because you need to change that percent to a decimal, times $28.62. Okay, let's punch that in your calculator. Let's see what we get. Let's see if we get $30.69. Was it exactly? No, because we're going to end up rounding, but it's 30.4 something something. Okay, so it would be about $30.64. Now, it doesn't matter to me which way you work it. You can choose either way, as long as you understand that since I'm adding it on, I'm going to be increasing my percentage by whatever percent I'm adding on. Okay? Oh, 69. Thank you. Okay, the same rule can kind of apply when we're looking at a discount. We're looking at a problem in which he's earned good grades in school. He qualifies for the good student discount on his car insurance. His monthly payment without the discount is $85. If the discount is 20%, what will he pay each month? Well, I can go through and figure the part over the whole equals the percent amount over 100. I can do it that way. Or I could say 85 times 20%. Either way, what do I come out when I do it? Either one of these ways. I'm going to come out with $17. Doing cross products here, I will still get $17. Now, since it is a discount, what will I do with that $17? Right, you're going to take 85 minus 17 to get $68. Now, let's see. Is there a shortcut that I could have done it in all one step? You can think of as my part over my whole, but this time it's not going to be 20%, 80%. Good job. Or over here, I could think of it as 85% times 0.8. Okay, decide which way you want to do it. Let's try it and see if you get or you end up with $68. Got it? $68 even. Now, this only works if you're wanting the final end result. If the question is asking you how much are you getting taken off, then you have to do it the original way and just find what that percentage is. Okay, if you're just wanting to know how much are you getting discounted. Do you have any questions? Now, if you were to run into a problem that asks for a markup, which problem would that be like? Would it be like your sales tax or the discount? It'd be like the sales tax. Suppose a tip. They want you to figure a tip. Which one would it be like? The sales tax, because it's something you're going to be adding on to it. Okay, any questions? Any more questions?